The One series of devices have been known for their great build quality and design. The newest HTC One A9 aims to carry forward that legacy, but with a twist. This is the company's latest flagship because they expect it to sell a lot, and new in terms of their policy and their pricing strategies. This phone is going to be relatively cheap, expected to launch roughly around the 25,000 price bracket. It's expected to bring back what HTC has called their losses in 2015 and sort of put them back on the map. My name is Bharat and we're going to be taking a quick first-hand look at the new HTC One A9. Now, the HTC One A9 has been critiqued for looking a lot like the iPhone. And if you look at it from the back as well as the front with the curved glass over at the sides, it looks a lot like the iPhone. But it doesn't really matter who copied whom, because at the end, if the customer gets a beautiful looking phone that not only looks and feels good in the hand, but is built really well, everyone seems to be a winner. The HTC One A9 has rounded edges and they feel really great in the hand. The phone is relatively lightweight at only 143 grams, and the 5-inch screen size make it easy to use with just one hand, which is becoming a lot tougher these days. If you take a quick look at the device, over at the front you have the HTC Ultra Pixel camera. Now this is a fixed focus camera and has an f2 aperture. You also get 1080p video recording capabilities. You'll also see the earpiece along with a bunch of sensors. Below that you'll see the 5-inch full HD display. Now this is a 1920 by 1080p resolution display, which also has a Corning Gorilla Glass 4 front, which, like the iPhone 6, curves over to the edges. Now over at the bottom of the front of the device, you will see the fingerprint scanner along with the HTC logo. On the bottom of the device is the main speakerphone, the micro USB charging data syncing port, the microphone, and the 3.5mm headphone jack. Over at the right is the power button along with the volume rockers, and over at the top you will see a big cutout which is possibly for the infrared blaster, and the rest of it is mostly for an aesthetic look of things. Over on the left of the device you'll see two trays. One is the micro SD card tray along with the SIM card tray. On the back is a 13 megapixel camera which also has an f2 aperture, along with a backside illuminated sensor, and you have dual LED flash which does have dual color, so you'll get a balanced light, especially if you're clicking pictures in low light conditions. You also get optical image stabilization and a microphone to record audio during video capture. Now, if we take a quick look at the specifications, the new HTC One A9 is running a Qualcomm Snapdragon 617, which is a 64-bit octa-core chipset. It has 4 into 1.5 GHz processors along with 4 of 1.2 GHz processors. You get 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage, and you can pop in a micro SD card which is supported up to 2 TB. When and if they become available, this phone will be able to handle it. Now, the fingerprint sensor is apparently the fastest in the industry. About 18% faster is what HTC is claiming, and we found it to be quite accurate. The device is one of the first few devices apart from Nexus devices to be running Android 6 Marshmallow, and it will come out of the box with Marshmallow pre-installed. Now, HTC Sense has not changed a lot. You will still see HTC Sense 7. However, it's really fast and responsive, and running through the interface couldn't be better. Now, the new camera supports a bunch of features, and you also have a bunch of modes which include a Pro mode that will allow you full customization before you can capture an image. You also get an hyperlapse mode, which we tested out, seems to look just amazing. You also get slow motion, panorama, and a impressive selfie mode that HTC has been selling quite a lot. Now, the one thing that the HTC One A9 is missing are the boom sound speakers, and they will heavily be missed. However, the speakerphone seems to be fairly loud and interesting on the One A9. The device also takes a shift from design strategies from HTC, where you usually see a curved back on HTC devices. The HTC One A9 has a flattish design. Also, again, coming back to the fact that it mimics the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus in the way that it's made. It's slightly bigger than the iPhone 6 and much smaller than the iPhone 6 Plus. The 5-inch screen size is pretty easy to use with one hand. With phones becoming larger and larger, it's becoming more and more difficult to use them with just one hand and using your thumb to navigate across the screen. That does not seem to be the case with the One A9, as with your thumb you can reach almost all sides of the phone. At least with my size hands, it will not be a problem. HTC is really pushing the low light camera capture capability of the One A9 with the front camera as well as the rear camera, with both having an f2 aperture, not as wide as the one seen on Samsung S6 and S6 Edge and all those devices, or even close to the LG's latest G4, which captures f1.8 on the aperture scale, but images seem to be good and really well lit thanks to the kind of sensor and the kind of pixel size that it has. You'll see slightly more light and more detail coming into the camera. The camera app also adds a bunch of new features, and they'll be appreciated by HTC users quite a lot. The app sort of builds on previous generations of HTC camera applications, and if you've been using Sense 7, you won't see much of a difference over here, just a few features that have been added onto the device. The HTC One A9 seems to be a good entrant from HTC into the market, especially considering their 2015's performance. If they do decide to launch the phone for around 25 to 26,000 rupees, it'll seem to be placed really well and it'll aggressively sell for HTC, making it their flagship as they're aiming for it to be. But when this phone will be available and what price it will be finally available at is currently unknown. So if you have any questions or queries that you would like for us to answer in our full review, please do drop them in the comment section below. And do check us out on iGyaan.in, catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, guys. It helps us go a little way further. This has been Bharat. Thank you guys for watching.